Hello and welcome. If you've noticed in the last couple thrift store videos over the last couple weeks, we have been buying a lot of jeans. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how we do it, what we look for, and hopefully some of that will help you in your own eBay business if you want to break into the used denim market. So stick around. All right, so those of you that are new to the channel, my name's Adam. I go by the Pittsburgh Picker, and today we are going to talk about denim and jeans. Well, mainly just jeans. We're not going to talk about denim coats or anything like that. That's for another video. This one, we're going to go over just kind of what we've bought over the last couple weeks and why. I know I've been getting some comments, and people are like, "Wow, you're buying a lot of jeans lately." Yes, we are. And there's a reason behind that, and I'll go over those reasons in just a second. First things first, though, jeans are a little of a weird animal when it comes to selling these on eBay. If you're like us and you're a top-rated seller, you have to offer free returns. So guess what? You are going to get them back from time to time, and that will cut into your profit every now and again. Now, I've talked to guys, and they've said, I don't sell used jeans. I don't sell jeans, period, because I get too many returns. And I haven't found that to be 100% true. We do get some returns, and the reasoning behind those returns are, they didn't fit, or I didn't like the color, or something like that. Some reason that I would never send something back to an independent seller, but people do it. And if it's free, they're going to do it. So that is a downside to selling any sort of clothing on eBay, is that you will get some returns. So just be forewarned that if you are a top-rated seller and you do have to offer free returns, you may get some of these back, and that may cut into your profit. Overall, though, for us, it's been a profitable venture. We buy lots of jeans, and we do sell them for a decent profit. Our goal is to make between $10 and $15 per pair. Would we like to make more? Yes. Do we? Yeah. Sometimes. Not consistently. The nice thing about Levi jeans and, any decent name brand jeans is they're going to turn a pretty consistent profit across the board, because people aren't buying these for, there isn't a variation of prices too much when it comes to, certain models of jeans. You're not going to go to, Macy's and find this pair of 501s for $75 and then go down the street and find them for $15. That's just not the way it is. They're going to be pretty close in price, so therefore the used market tends to stay about the same. So it's consistent. That's one of the benefits. So what do we look for? How do we do it? All right, so first thing we look for is brands. These are Levi's, the 501s. The most popular model they've ever made are the 501s, and they sell really well. These ones in particular are next to brand new. They just don't look like they have any wear on them. So this is a good place for us to start this discussion, because these don't have a lot of wear. So what do we look for? Well, first things first, we look for size. Size is important to a point. You don't want to go too small. You don't want to go too big. The really, really, really big 55s, 50s, those things are going to be tough sells. And that's not to say that big jeans don't sell. They certainly do. But you're limiting your audience. There's not a lot of people that have waistlines that big, so therefore it's a very limited audience. Just as the same goes for very, very small waistlines. The very, very small waistlines aren't going to sell because, again, you're limiting your audience to people that are really, really skinny. And that's kind of difficult. There's obviously less very skinny people in the world than there are average size people. So your average sizes are typically going to be your best sellers. And those are sizes between, I'd say, 30 to 44 in men's jeans. Now, in women's jeans, again, women's jeans kind of get me because I don't necessarily understand the sizing. But again, use your own judgment. Anything that's not super small but not super big, those are typically going to be your sweet spots, because there's just more of those people out there. So therefore, they're going to sell a little better and a little faster. And that's what we're in this for, is to sell things a little better and a little faster. Now, that's not to say that, you can't dabble in the large jeans market or even the small jeans market. You're just going to sit on them for a little while longer until that right buyer comes. I have bought bigger jeans, and they have sat for, a couple months, but eventually they do sell, and they do typically sell for a little bit more money because they're harder to find. So I'm not going to sway you and tell you not to buy them. I'm just going to tell you, if you do buy them, be prepared to sit on them for a little while longer. So let's go through some things we look for condition-wise. So one of the first things we look at, and this one's kind of a bad example of it, but you'll understand. This is a button fly, so it makes it relatively easy to figure out whether it works or not. You do want to check the zipper. If there's a zipper here, you definitely want to check and make sure the zipper goes up and down with little to no problem. You also want to check the button here, this button, and make sure that it's not, being pulled away or it's ripping in any way. You want to make sure it's secure. You also want to make sure this hole hasn't gotten any bigger to the point where if someone puts these on and they walk around a little bit and let's say they're a little tight, that they're going to pop open. That would be bad. So we look for that. We look at the front of the legs here. You want to make sure there's not a lot of wear and not a lot of fading. Now, faded jeans do sell. There's no doubt about it. But, you do want to make sure they're in relatively good condition. No rips, no tears. You do want to check out the cuff down here at the bottom. Make sure there's not a lot of fraying along the edge. Again, these are next to brand new. So these are in really good shape. But yeah, you do want to check this out. With Levi's, especially the 501s, you want to check this stitch right here. If they look like they're older Levi's, check this stitch. If you see white in here, they're old Levi's. They're probably from the 70s, and they're probably worth quite a bit of money. So you definitely want to always kind of glance at that. If you have a pair of 501s in your hand, take a look at that stitch and make sure if that's white, you've got some money on you. You also want to check the hem here. If the hem is pulled away in any way, a lot of people take this stitch out and then open the hem up a little bit, and that typically drops the value. Another thing you want to look at is the belt loops. You want to make sure the belt loops are all attached. A lot of people pull their pants up with these, so they pull on them a lot, and sometimes they rip. So you want to check that out. Check the pockets out, the corners of the pockets here. Make sure that they're not ripped, because people do use their back pockets quite frequently, especially guys putting their wallet back there. I know I jump in and out of trucks all day, so sometimes these get pulled on and they rip and there's a hole there. Another thing to check is the crotch. Holes do form down there quite frequently, so you definitely want to check that. If all that checks out, next thing you want to check is some sole comps. Now, Levi's typically are going to sell almost no matter what, as long as they're a decent size and in decent shape. We try not to buy Levi's for any more than $5 or $6, because we know we can typically sell most Levi's between the $16 to $18 range, used. New, different story altogether. But yeah, that's typically what we want to pay for jeans. And the last two Salvation Army stores, you did see us buy a whole bunch of jeans, and they were all half off. So we were paying $2 and $3 per jeans. In fact, this pair of jeans here was $4. So, and I think we have it listed for right around $18. So those are the next things you want to check. And that's it. So let's go through some different brands, some different styles, and so forth. So another thing you saw us pick up at the this was last thrift store video, was this black denim. Black denim does sell well, especially this type. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it's got like kind of a white thread woven into it, which makes it look a little more a little lighter. It's kind of cool, cool pattern. But these are Levi's 514, so these are slim straight jeans. They are a really good seller, but I did pay a little more for these than I wanted to. I think we paid $5 for these. Something fell out of the pocket. Oh, quarter. So these, but because they're black denim, they are going to sell for a little bit more money. So I was more comfortable paying a little bit more for these black denim, and because they are kind of unique with the white woven into them, I'm okay with spending the $5 on them, because I think we have these on there for right around $19. So these are definitely worth the buy if you see them. Next up is some vintage jeans, and we're going to go over a few things to look for. These are vintage Lees. Again, last thrift store video you saw us grab these. My fiance found them just kind of hanging out by themselves in the coat racks. These are Lee Riders. These are union made Lee Riders, and the way you can tell if they're union made is there's actually a union sticker right on the zipper, right here on the other side. There's actually a union sticker. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe if you see the MR there on the Lee patch, that also means they're union made, but I'm not sure of that. It also says MR down here, but the fail-safe way to find out is there's actually a union tag in there. This one's a little faded, but you can tell it says United. I don't remember, but it is the union tag. So these are made in the USA, union-made Levi's, or I'm sorry, Lee Riders, and they are valuable. The union ones are a lot more valuable. They're probably from the 1970s. These are acid wash as well. They're black denim that have been acid washed, so these are going to be a little bit more popular. These are probably going to be closer to $30 jeans as well. So just some things to look out for when you're dealing with Lee. The newer Lees are not worth as much money. Now, me and my fiance go back and forth on this all the time. I like to buy Lees because Lees typically aren't marked up all that much at thrift stores. They typically, mark them right around $5. Half off days, you're typically buying them for $2, and then you're selling them for right around $15. So your profit margin is a little slimmer, but there's a lot more. They tend to mark these down a little bit more often, so you do tend to find these for $1 sometimes. And so I have in the past bought Lee jeans for like $1 and turned around and sold them for 10 or 12 or something like that. So I like Lee jeans. I think that picking up Lee jeans is normally worth a buy. You just aren't going to sell them for as much as you're going to sell for Levi's for. So that's just something to kind of look out for. Wranglers are in the exact same department. You'll find them more frequently. You'll see them marked down more frequently. Just know you're not going to sell them for as high of an amount. Are you going to still make money on them? Absolutely. You tend to buy Lees and Wranglers for the, on half off days or on, days where they're having specials. You can probably buy a set of Lee jeans, a newer set of Lee jeans, for like $1.50 and sell them for right around $13. So, whereas the same set of Levi's you'd buy for probably, $3 and you'd sell them for $17. So, in my mind, it works out, but, it is what it is. So, next thing up is this pair of vintage women's Guess jeans. These are 80s jeans all day long. They are acid wash blue jeans. They have the vintage Guess triangle on the back of them. They have the vintage Guess labels on the inside of them. These are very valuable jeans. They actually have zippers on the ankle, which is really cool. And these are old. They're, not as old as the Lees, but they are probably early 80s, mid 80s Guess jeans. This is a little small for us. We don't normally buy jeans this small, but because they are vintage and because they are acid wash, we bought them. And they are worth the money. They would be worth a lot more money if they were more of an average size, but they still are a very valuable jeans. So if you do see the triangle or any of the such markings on the inside here, those are going to be vintage Guess jeans, and they are sought after and they are valuable. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for those. Next up, we're going to just go through this one pair of jeans, and then I'm going to kind of talk about some off-brands, some brands that not off-brands, they're just brands that aren't primarily known for jeans. They're primarily known for all types of clothing, and these are American Eagle. These are women's American Eagle jeans. They were kind of made to look like somebody DIY'd the jeans. This was not done by a person. This was done by American Eagle, and they are just meant to kind of look like jeans that somebody threw patches on and sewed and ripped the back and so forth, and that's the look. That's what people were looking for when they bought these jeans. American Eagle does sell well. People do look for American Eagle, and that's because American Eagle makes things like this that are unique and that look kind of different. So definitely when you're looking for American Eagle jeans, you do want to buy the kind of more unique ones. Could you buy a bunch of American Eagle jeans and turn around and sell them? Yeah, absolutely. You'd probably make between $5 and $7 on just their regular jeans. If there's something like this where it's unique, probably back in that $10 to $12 range profit. That's what we typically look for when we look for American Eagle, is some kind of unique American Eagle jean that maybe somebody had and they can't find them anymore because they discontinued it. And so that's why we look for stuff like this. Another couple brands to look out for, but you know, gauge it on what you can make. That's the thing with denim is that, you know, you can buy some things at the wrong price and just not make a lot of money. Calvin Klein, their jeans are very expensive, brand new. So if you come across used Calvin Kleins, they're going to be worth a buy if they're, you know, at all reasonable. I just bought, last thrift store video, we bought a pair of Calvin Klein jeans for $5, and we're selling them for $29, I believe, right now. So they're like $120 brand new. So people are gonna, if they're in decent shape, and these ones were, you know, very lightly used. So you definitely want to look out for things like that. And Lucky Brand's another brand of jeans that they're very expensive brand new, and if you can find them in good shape at a decent price, you definitely want to look at buying them, because they're certainly going to be worth the money in the long run. So just some general advice for you guys. And that's about it for this video. If you guys like content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. I've been humbled over the last couple weeks that we've gotten quite a bit of subscribers, and people have been very gracious and very nice on the comments, and it's great. I really enjoy it, and thank you very much for all of you that have subscribed recently and that comment daily, and I just love it. It's great. And yeah, that's about it. If you like this video, please consider giving the video a thumbs up, and like I said before, please subscribe to the channel. It's just great to see more of you and new faces in the comment section. It's just great. And if you do subscribe to the channel, go ahead and hit the notification bell and turn the notifications to all. That way you know each and every time I upload new videos. And that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Good day, sir!